All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm pressing one of my 1 pound rockets or a 3/4 inch ID, which they are 7.5 inch rocket tubes, pretty big. So I want to show you guys how much powder it takes. Black powder, I'm using 75 15 10 granulated, and that is a what is it, Eastern Red Cedar. So I'm also going to do my last couple increments. As you can see there, it is already pressed on my last increment of black powder. The spindle's about right here. I'm going to probably do a good amount of clay and then do a pass fire hole. And I might be doing a 3-inch ball shell on top. So it kind of gives it that nice professional big rocket, look. Throw some stars in there and stuff. But what I wanted to show you guys is how much black powder it takes to fill one of these guys. Normally I do 5/8 rocket, stuff like that. I make about 200 grams of powder, or black powder, yeah. And so this tube alone, which is just this tube, it is 54.9 grams, so almost about 60 grams. Now there is a little variation with the tubes depending, how they're cut, but these look pretty much the same, so there's not much of a deviation on that. I'm gonna press my last 2 increments. Actually, let me start that over. I'm gonna press my last 2 increments of clay, and then we're gonna weigh it out. Normally I do about 2 half teaspoons, so about a teaspoon of clay on the bottom. So I'm going to tear this guy out, and that's going to be 1. That's about 2.1 roughly. I'll level that guy out. So 4.1, 4.2, so that's just about the same. So that's why I like using the measuring spoon, so you get the same increments each time you press. So with the 4.2, that's just pretty much letting you know how much clay is going to be in here. So we'll go ahead and take that measurement of how much black powder it took, and then we'll subtract the 4.2 for the clay. And then actually we'll do the 4.2 times 2 because I actually pressed it with the initial part with clay, and then I'll see how much, we'll see how much much black powder this guy took. So nice little press, makes it so much easier. I'm pressing these guys at 1,000 just to make it easier because I don't have a press, or I'm sorry, a support for this guy. I'm gonna get a support at some point, but I don't really need it if I'm pressing at 1,000. And if I test this rocket out and it works, I'll just keep pressing at 1,000. So we press this guy. Now the hardest part about getting, or the hardest part would be next, is getting this rocket off of this guy here, this tool. It gets stuck, but knock all that loose. It's not spilling everywhere. And normally it's very hard to spin it. Well, I got it this time, which was lucky for me. Sorry about that sound. I'll try to take that volume out, or if you're wearing headphones, sorry. But so there's a little bit of clay, not too much, and that's the extra long spindle, so that should produce a little bit more power as far as the rocket goes. Bang that out, show you guys what that looks like. That is a nice nozzle there. I was trying to make sure the GoPro's on. So nice nozzle. That spindle that I showed you guys, it goes up to right about there. I'll show that real quick. There you go. So it's a pretty long spindle, which is good for that. All right, so let's go ahead and see how much black powder this guy takes. Okay, let's see. Tear this guy out. I know I could put it on first and then let it zero on itself, but I'm just going to do it this way because I like doing that. All right, so total weight is 67.4. So 67.4 is the amount of, or the total weight of the clay and black powder, because we've already tared out the weight of the tube. So we're going to do what was it, 2.1 times 4, which is 8.4. So we'll do minus 67.2. And just to make it easier, I just kept it the way it was. So 58.8 grams, so almost about 60 grams worth of powder it takes to fill one of these guys. And mind you, I'm not filling it all the way up because I'm gonna do a pass fire and then I'll probably fill it up with flash. Or if you make a 100 gram batch, which is what most people do, they make 100 grams, you're gonna fill this guy up. And if you go to the top, you're gonna pretty much use up a whole 100 grams. So that's a lot of powder. Something that I've actually never done was use that much powder before for one rocket. But I'm sure these are gonna work really well, especially because they're heavy. They can tell the good quality in those tubes. Like I mentioned before, I got them at Woody's. But making these 200 grams is pretty good because I can make a couple of these rockets and then I can knock it out, you know, so that way I don't have to worry about running out of black powder. I have tons of charcoal and stuff. So anyways, this is my 3/4 ID or 1 pound rocket tooling from Woody's. It comes with the four-piece tooling, which is very nice. And then obviously you got this thing to kind of help you pull it out if it gets stuck in there. But anyways, yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys how much powder it takes to fill one of these guys. And that's it for this one. And if I do end up making that 3-inch ball shell, I'll go ahead and post that as well. And if we mount it on here, I'll show you the final product. Anyways, that's it for this video, and I appreciate you all for watching.